Welcome back to another video. Today we have a '09 Chevy Traverse. They're complaining about the heating system inside the car, the HVAC, that is not hot enough. Let's check it out, see what we find. Car is on. I do have it up to temp. Do have the heater on. Let's take a reading and see what we find. It's not bad. Could be hotter. Let's scan the car and see what we find. We have a bunch of codes. I'm not worried about none of these, because the main concern is the heating system. I'm gonna go to other, and we have more codes. Yeah, I'm going to erase all the codes and see what comes back, and then we'll go from there, because this is too many codes. And then also, did notice the temp gauge over there, it's below 210. It has not moved. This stayed there for the last, I believe, 15-20 minutes, maybe 30 now. This car has been idling. I drove it around. It has not moved. All right, guys, I rescanned everything back. Did check also the HVAC. Nothing's wrong here. I did check for trouble codes. I also looked at the live data for the HVAC doors, the blender doors. Everything seems to be working fine. No issues there. So I'm looking at the gauge now, and it's almost halfway mark. It literally took this long, and I've been in this car about 45, maybe 50 minutes already, and it took this long for that needle to come up to temperature. The vents are reading 134, 151. It's a little bit higher now. Let me see if I press on the throttle. Oh, it sounds like shit. Excuse my language, but okay. Temperature's climbing. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna call it a bad thermostat. For sure, because I checked the water pump. Water pump's not leaking. Everything looks fine. I don't hear any noises from the pulley. We have a bad thermostat. So I'm gonna hit up my supplier, give me a thermostat, and see what comes next. We're back. We have the thermostat. Thermostat is actually located down there. I'm trying to get a good view. Right there. Right there with that bolt where I'm pointing with my flathead screwdriver. It's right there. We have to remove this cover first. Also take note, you have to take all these 10 clips. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a few missing, 9 and 10 here. You'll need a pry tool like this, make your job easier. Some of these you might need to replace, like this one. This one's already bad. Plastic is gone already, so I'm gonna have to replace a few of these. This one's messed up too, so make sure you have some ready for that. We removed the cover. You expose the radiator cap, which you're gonna need to fill up the system. I'm gonna jack the car. We're gonna drain the coolant from the lower hose radiator. It's very important we do it from there. Otherwise, you'll be leaking coolant everywhere, and you don't want that. All right, we're under the car, driver's side, and that's right there. The hose that we have to undo. Get a pair of channel locks, remove it, and that's where we're gonna drain the coolant from. I pulled the clamp back, as you see there. Now carefully try to pry this open and let the coolant flow out carefully. Let the coolant drain all the way, and then I'll take you guys to the top. take this intake off. Take the connector off. Put that to the side. You can take the air box if you want. I'm gonna keep it just in case you need more space. 10 mil socket to remove the plastic cover. Don't lose the bolt. There's a clip holding the wire loom right here. Use your pry tool. There you go. Take the insulation foam and the cover off carefully. Without breaking anything. And over here is our thermostat. Use a 10 mil short socket. For the bottom one, I'm going to use a 10 mil ratcheting. Works for me, so. That was easy. Get it unthreaded by hand. So that's a long bolt. See over here? It hits the side of the, right there. Leave it in there. I have the thermostat housing undone. And I knew there was more cooling gonna flow out. Alright guys, I had to lay down my premium absorbent on the floor to catch all that coolant that just fell out there. Not cool. Also, if you follow this metal pipe, not sure if you can see this one. Underneath there is a bolt that's holding it into a bracket. You have to remove it so you can be able to move this whole housing to your right side. So there is a 15 mil bolt right here. You're gonna feel it. If you run your hand through it, you'll feel it. Remove that. That should give you access to pull it out to the right side. Finally got the bolt out underneath the water pipe. And one thing I wanted to point out, when you're doing this, be careful. See this sharp thing right here? That thing will cut you up. If you start putting your hands in there, it's gonna cut you up. So be careful with that. Was able to pull it out. There you go. I'll be using the CarQuest thermostat. The kit includes the actual thermostat, the gasket, also the special tool. You need this to take the thermostat out. All right, guys, I'm gonna do this off camera. You have to insert this paper cone cylinder, cardboard, and then you press it. I just don't have the space here to put you in a good angle to see it. So I'm gonna do this off camera and we'll be right back. I took the thermostat off. This tool, you press it in slowly and then twist it. It don't matter which way you twist it, but this is the thing that these two little fins on the side is what stays inside the thermostat. When you press it down with the spring, you're gonna unlock it. Boom. These little side grooves, 1 and 2. Sorry, my camera's not focusing. Piece of crap camera. I need to upgrade it. Okay, there you go. You see? I'm gonna finish cleaning, scraping the thermostat housing and the block. I usually use a brass wire brush. Have it somewhere here. I'm gonna clean it with brake cleaner, and then we're gonna install the new thermostat. Here it is. All right, guys, finally got the thermostat housing back in place with the gasket. The trick to putting the new thermostat was aligning this pin into the hole of the housing and putting this cone in there, grabbing the back housing like this. I use a actually I use a rag to cushion my my hand so it doesn't hurt. So what I did is I used a lot of manpower and squeezed it together, and then I was able to turn it to lock it in place. So that's how that went. It's a little tricky, but it went in there. I'm gonna put everything in reverse order. I did take the top housing part off just to give me a little more, you know, leverage, so I can, you know, I was able to put that thermostat back. So I took this off for that. Got everything connected. We have all the bolts in there. The shield cover, I put this back. I'm gonna add the intake rubber hose in there, connect the sensor back, then connect the lower hose from the radiator and make sure we don't have any coolant leak. I'm gonna fill her up. We're using Dex Cool. I'm gonna turn the car on. And I'm gonna turn the highest setting on the heat. I'm gonna purge the system out. And I'll be back with you in a second. Finished my road test. The thing is blowing nice and hot. I'm actually hot in here. I can't wait to get out of here. The windshield is blowing hot and toasty. Same thing with these vents. The needle is right where it should be, right in the middle. The owner's gonna be happy on this car for sure. So that wraps it up for this video. I also did check for leaks. I didn't have any leaks coming from the thermostat or any hoses from the bottom. So that's a good sign. So if you found this video helpful, please hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.